Tapos sabi ng asawa ko, ano ako sira ulo para gamitin ko yan? Istorbo lang. Ang sabi sa akin ng asawa.
Can't have abortion in cases of rape. It's not even possible to have it if there's a threat to the life of the mother.
Naniniwala din ako kung paano ako pinalaki yung aking mga magulang na dapat para magsabing mabait kang asawa, dapat asikasuhin mo yung asawa mo ng parang hari, parang gano'n, at saka yung pamilya mo.
This is the Philippines, one of many countries in the world where women don't have the freedom to assert their sexual and reproductive rights. Abortion is illegal here, access to family planning is limited, and each year there are more than 1 million unwanted pregnancies.
Hello, magandang hapon. Kamusta na, baby?
Gina Conde works for Likahan, a grassroots organisation in Manila. Every day she meets women who want to be able to make the decisions that most affect their lives.
IUD, condom, pills para sa nagpapasuso. Ang mga kababihang kalimitang pumupunta dito, ayaw talaga na nilang masundan pa sa kasalukuyan yung kanilang anak. Meron kasi talaga na bata pa yung baby, nagbubuntis na yung iba kapag walang gamit na family planning.
Eliza is one of thousands of women who've come to Likan for support when help was hard to find in other places.
Ang gusto ko, 3 anak talaga ang gusto namin. Kaso, pirma ang kailangan lang. Di papunta ako sa ospital, ang sabi sa akin ng doktor, na hindi ako pwedeng layitin na walang pirma ang aking asawa.
One doctor did offer Eliza the operation for 10,000 pesos that she couldn't afford. In a country where millions live in slums, Likan's co-founder, Silvia Estrada Claudio, sees poverty as one of the biggest challenges facing the organization.
But what is also part of poverty is when people have this lack of confidence in themselves. They don't see their social institutions as responding to them. They don't know how to deal with social institutions. They do not have the skills that will make the local government official or official government agencies accountable to their need. It doesn't matter if people are poor in poor communities. They deserve the best possible health service that we can give them. Poverty, disempowerment is not a reason for second-rate health services.
Making sure the poorest women have access to the right information is a big part of Likan's work.
We also have a lot of stories about women who say, you know, I got pregnant because it was my boyfriend's birthday, and he said that that was my birthday gift, and if I truly loved him, that I would go all the way with him, and I really didn't know that if I just went once that I'd get pregnant.
But poverty and lack of education aren't the only challenges facing Likan.
The church has interfered so much with our laws and our policy making that what we have in terms of women's lives is what the church wants. So if the church is really sincere about looking at how its programs are working out, they should just come here and see how horrible women's lives are here, because that's the result of their policies. Because the state has been really compliant. It's just the patsy of the church when it comes to sexual reproductive health and rights.
Likan's Dr. Junis Melga has seen firsthand how government policy can affect Filipino women.
So you have a government that does not budget for contraceptive and sexual commodities. You have a government that limits only services to natural family planning. And you have a government that actually has nothing to do, doesn't want anything to do with reproductive health.
And lack of state support means that women like Eliza can't make the choices that are most important to them.
Umuwi ako, sabi ko, ano ba to? Sabi ko, hindi ako malaygit-laygit. Di hanggang sa nadagdagan na naman, naging 4 ng anak ko, nagpunta ako sa private, baka pwede nga. Sabing ganun sa akin, Mrs., hindi ka talaga pwedeng laygitin kasi kailangan talaga ng perma ng asawa. Eh, ang sabi ko, bakit ho? Ako naman ang lalaygitin, hindi yun asawa ko.
One of the direst consequences of the government's failure to address reproductive rights is the number of unwanted pregnancies, and an estimated 500,000 abortions each year.
A lot of these abortions are being done in the back streets, done by people who are not trained, and therefore the estimate is about 600 women die from unsafe abortions every year.
But the problems facing women in the Philippines go beyond the failures of the state. Health worker Lina is part of the Likan organization Mothers and finds that a lot of her job is about changing attitudes in society.
Hindi masabi kong hindi lahat alam yung karapatan bilang isang babae kasi kung paano tayo hinubog kasi nung ating lipunan na dapat ang babae pag pambahay, tapos kapag nag-asawa ka, ipasakop ka sa asawa. Kaya parang ako din, dati sunod-sunuran talaga sa asawa.
Magkondom ka muna, sabi sa akin. Eh, kaso ang ginagawa ng asawa ko, kaya nabuntis ako ng pampito. Eh, hindi ko din alam pa noon nagkondom kami. Kaya pala, hindi niya sinusot, tinatanggal niya kapag ano na.
In the face of fierce resistance, Likan's work has begun to change the way that people view sexual and reproductive rights.
Kasi dati madalas kami nag-agro at dumating talaga sa pontong, muntikan na kaming maghiwalay. Mula noon, madalas kaming nag-uusap at mas siguro nung nakita rin naman talaga niya kung anong tulong na ibibigay ko sa komunidad, yung mga taong pumupunta sa amin, at naitulong ko mismo sa aming pamilya.
Likan activists continue to break social taboos to help other women, and by doing that they've empowered themselves.
Because it's not just that we are dealing with taking away the absolute lack of health, resources and facilities, we're also helping people understand how they're going to make the government and society in general accountable to them.
Nung nanganak na ako sa pang-8, lumapit kagad ako, kapapaligo ko pa lang. Kasi ayaw ko na mabuntis talaga. Tapos sabi, pumayag na sa'yo ng asawa, pumayag na, oo, pumayag na, kakong ganon. Pero hindi ako nagpaalam. Ang paalam ko, magpapacheck up lang ako. Ayun, lumapit ako kay Lina at sinamahan ako. Ang kagaling.
At yun yung na-realize ko nung nasa awa na ang babae ay hindi lang masasabing pambahay at hindi ka rin hawak ng lalaki. Ibig sabihin, pantay kayo ng karapatan, pwede mong gawin ang gusto mong gawin. May karapatan kang magdesisyon ng gusto mo, lalo na sa usapin ng pagbubuntis. Ikaw yung may say, kumbaga.
It's the idea that you are a citizen, that you have rights and you can exercise them, and that when you do, something happens. Maybe not a big deal, but something. And I think that helps a lot.
The Philippines is just one country in a global struggle for women's human rights. And one of the most important fronts in that struggle centers on sexual and reproductive freedom. As a human rights organization, Amnesty International cannot remain silent and support all women in claiming their rights.